Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're talking about something absolutely fundamental to the legal system in Pakistan and really a ton of other countries too. It's a concept called the doctrine of precedent. Think of it as the unwritten rulebook that every judge has to follow.
So, let's just start with a really simple question to get our heads around this. Why can't a judge just walk into a courtroom and decide a case however they feel that day? I mean, why isn't it up to their personal judgment? The answer to this gets right to the core of what makes a legal system, well, a system.
Just imagine for a second a world without precedent. It would be chaotic. The law would feel completely arbitrary. Your case's outcome could totally depend on which judge you got, or even what mood they were in. It would just be fundamentally unfair. Precedent is the whole idea designed to stop that, to bring some predictability, some consistency, and a real sense of fairness to the process.
Okay, so what is this solution that brings order to the courts? It's all built around one powerful idea: let the decision stand.
Now, the official term for this is, of course, a fancy Latin phrase, stare decisis. All it means is to stand by things decided. It's this core legal principle that says courts are obligated. They have to follow the rulings from past similar cases. It's what keeps the law from just bouncing all over the place. And let's be clear, this is not just a polite suggestion. It's a foundational rule. In legal systems that come from English common law, places like Pakistan, India, the US, this is the whole ballgame. The decisions of higher courts are binding on the lower courts. It's a hallmark of the entire system.
So you might be wondering, how did this very English idea make its way into the law of the subcontinent? Well, it didn't just show up overnight. It actually has a pretty long and interesting history.
Okay, so the journey starts way back in the 1600s with the English East India Company. They brought their own way of doing justice with them. But it took a while to catch on. It wasn't until 1831 that people really started pushing for binding precedent in the courts. Then in 1875, you get a huge step, the Indian Law Reports Act. And this is key, because think about it, you can't follow past decisions if you don't have a reliable official record of what they were, right? And finally, the whole thing gets locked into place in 1935 when the Government of India Act makes it an actual statutory law, which was then inherited by both India and Pakistan when they became independent. It literally went from a business practice to a constitutional pillar.
So that's the history. But how does this all actually work on the ground in Pakistan today? Let's take a look.
The foundation for all of this is rock solid because it's written right into the Constitution of Pakistan. Article 189, that's the big one. It says any decision from the Supreme Court is binding